may I ask you to close your eyes and imagine. We're in a big boardroom full of CEOs. And the CEO of Shell walks in, sits down and says, "Gentlemen, today we stop pumping oil." Next to him is the chairman of ABP, the biggest pension fund of the world. And he says, "Okay, in that case, we quit investing in fossil fuels today." And on the other side of the table is the boss of Tata Steel. And he jumps in and decides and promises directly, instantly, we start to produce steel climate neutral from today on. All decisions made within 1 minute.
Open your eyes again. Could you imagine this? Well, it sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? But you could somehow imagine it, right? We thought, what can we do to bring such an idea closer to reality? We are not experts in saving the world. We are filmmakers. We specialize in the craft of visualization.
And visualization, that's what the best athletes do all the time. They mentally run through their marathon to literally see themselves pushing the boundaries. By visualizing the future in as much detail as possible, they improve their performance. We believe that visualizing the world we dream of is the first step in creating it.
We are brothers, born and raised in the Achterhoek. We didn't just play like the other kids did. We used all our spare time to make videos and movies with our father's VHS camera. Yeah, like our first zombie film called Zombo, featuring Bas as the only actor. And our parents were the only audience. And when we grew up, things became more serious. I studied at the Film Academy, and later on, we both started to work in the advertising industry. Me being the creative dreamer, the director, and Bas as the pragmatic realist, the producer.
And together we founded the company Wefilm, with which we specialized in something quite new at that time, viral videos. Videos that are so bold and engaging that everyone shares them on the internet. The holy grail in marketing at that time. So during our 20s, we were approached by the biggest brands in the world to work for them. Heineken, McDonald's, Red Bull. We traveled the world, we won awards, our videos have been viewed over 500 million times. So we had made it. At least that's what we thought back then.
In our 30s, Bas and I both became fathers. And becoming a parent radically changed my outlook on life. During the day, I directed big budget commercials for large and sometimes unethical companies. But at night, when I put my children to bed, I often felt a stone in my stomach. Envisioning what the problems of climate change would do on their lives really worried me. Did we contribute to their future, or did we ruin it?
Yeah, so Roel sounded to me as if he wanted to become a professional world saver. And, well, that worried me because I enjoyed working together. But he also inspired me to critically reflect on our own company. Because yes, we might have a small footprint ourselves as a company, but what if you would calculate for all the negative impact of all those successful viral campaigns? Through the years, we made people buy more SUVs, fast food, and energy drink.
Yeah, and that really worried me. Actually, I couldn't sell it to my children anymore. And if you can't sell it to your children, cancel it. But right at that time, we were asked to make a commercial for a funeral insurance company, for God's sake. But somehow I felt this could be a turning point for us. Let me explain. Funerals, they're all about speaking out loving words to the one that passed away. People often regret saying those nice words during lifetime. But what if you surprise someone with such a speech when he's just alive and kicking? That's what we did. And for the first time in a Dutch commercial, we didn't use actors. We surprised real people. Let's take a look.
wil graag iets opdragen aan mijn lieve ouders die hier zitten. Bedankt mam en pap dat jullie zijn gevlucht voor mij. Dat jullie je leven in Iran hebben achtergelaten voor mij. Om mij een leven te kunnen bieden waar ik altijd van heb gedroomd. En waarvan ik nooit had gedacht dat het werkelijkheid zou worden. Ik wil jullie heel erg bedanken voor jullie moed en jullie doorzettingsvermogen. Bedankt.
It was actually the first time in our lives that most of our crew had tears in their eyes while we were filming this. But more important, people at home started to follow this example. They actually started to say more beautiful words to each other. This campaign changed behavior in a positive way. And for us, this was the moment we realized this is our mission. Even though we are just commercial makers, we can make a difference. We can combine our professional skills with our personal worries. So we radically changed our company, and from that moment on, we started to use our creativity to change behavior for a better planet.
So we are honored to stand here today and share with you 3 learnings that we've discovered over the last years. 3 ways to change behavior by visualization. 3 concrete tools that you might apply as well in your own work, starting tomorrow to speed up things. Learning 1, become the audience. Psychology tells us that changing behavior is largely an unconscious process. That's why moralizing campaigns that only speak to the head don't work. If you want to make impact, really try to reach the hearts of people. Radically try to empathize with your audience on an emotional level. Only when a message is coming from a culture they embrace, it will really get their attention.
So when insurer Interpolis asked us to do a campaign on the dangers of texting while cycling, we tried to become the audience. So what we did, we invited 10 young people who had been a victim of a traffic incident and asked the hero in their culture to tell their story. So we asked Snelle to write a song about that only theme that is more important for young people than their mobile phone, their very first love.
Ik zie hem fietsen over straat, het voelt als teruggaan in de tijd. Want ik was toen op haar en zij was toen op mij. Oh, hij was smoor verliefd op haar en had nog nooit zoiets.
This song became a #1 hit, and teenagers all over the country sang it out loud. And more important, 48% of the young people who saw this promised themselves to stop texting while cycling. So, if you want to change behavior, change perspective and really dive into the culture and world of your audience.
The second learning, show the solution. The old school advertising industry excels in creating fantastic visual manifesto films that tell about how the world is in danger without showing a single solution. Why don't we start by doing? Create a solution and show it. Let's take smoking for instance. Wouldn't it be a solution if the very best doctors help you to quit smoking instead of curing diseases? That's what we did. We asked the best doctors to step out of the emergency rooms for a day, and they went on the street, armed with a business card.
Hi.
Hi.
Spreek je Nederlands?
Nee.
Okay, so I see you're smoking.
Yeah.
I'm a gynecologist, an oncologist.
Yeah.
You may need a doctor in the future, so if you want to quit or if you end up with cancer, you can call me.
Okay.
Take care. Wist je dat je daar erectiestoornis van kunt krijgen?
Ja.
Ja, nou, denk erover na. Je hebt mijn kaartje.
Ja, lijkt me een hartstikke goed idee.
Goed hè?
Did you see that guy's face? I'm pretty convinced that he won't forget about this moment, because what doctor comes to you in a white uniform when you're standing just healthy on the street? This campaign was so surprising that all these doctors got invited to primetime talk shows to talk about the importance of a smoke-free generation. And thereby the campaign and the philosophy behind it became part of the solution. It empowered doctors to not only play an important role in curing cancer, but also in preventing it.
The third and final learning: bring the future to the now.
Hoe ziet mijn wereld eruit als ik zo oud ben als jij?
Vol.
Jouw wereld. Hele moeilijke vraag.
A simple question. A painful silence. We all have a natural tendency to think and act short term. But climate change is long term, it's vague, it happens gradiently. It's too abstract to envision because the biggest trouble will take place in the far future. We Dutch call it een ver van je bed show. So we have to give the future a strong voice, make it as specific as possible and bring it to the now. By doing so, you feel the future urgency right today and avoid further postponing of actions.
So, if you look at these 3 learnings we shared today as tools, the name of the toolkit itself would be visualization. In order to become your audience, to show a solution and to bring the future to the now, it all demands that we visualize, imagine as concrete as possible, where the devil is in the details. To make this clear, let's go back to the imagination we opened our talk with, when you all close your eyes with the boardroom setting, with the CEOs. Together with Milieudefensie, we actually tried to apply all 3 lessons to visualize this.
Goedemiddag. Fijn dat jullie er allemaal zijn. En de reden dat ik jullie uitgenodigd heb is om te vertellen dat Shell stopt met olie. Ja, omdat dat moet. Ja. Mijn vraag aan jullie is...
Okay. Tata Steel gaat helemaal over op klimaatneutraal staal produceren.
Ben, ik lig er ook wakker van. Dus palmolie, soja, we stoppen ermee.
ABP stopt met investeren in fossiele brandstoffen.
Dan maar wat minder winst.
En cut. Ja, Martijn.
We tried to become the audience by portraying the CEOs in this uncomfortable boardroom setting in all the tiniest details. We showed the solution by, letting these CEOs simply take true responsibility. And we brought the future to the now by putting one of the grandkids of these CEOs at the table. Quite soon after releasing this, and together with the efforts of all different kinds of organizations like Fossielvrij, ABP decided to quit investing in fossil fuels. Tata Steel came up with a plan for green steel production. And now, all eyes are on Shell.
Recently, I asked my 6-year-old daughter, Kato, what she wants to be when she's old. And with a happy voice, she said, I want to become a grandmother. Well, that hits me hard, because I envision what her world will look like when she's that age, and she has children and grandchildren. My professional skill to envision things is my personal problem as well. But these worries have also become my biggest motivator and the reason I stand up every day and with our whole team try to make a difference and change climate change.
No one of us has been educated to save the world. Most of us learned and practiced a profession instead. And only later in life we sometimes discover that that profession not always contributes to the better. But what I really have learned to believe is that saving the world does not require professional world savers. It requires craftspeople from all fields using their talents to turn our behavior into the right direction. We need dedicated and engaged teachers, lawyers, entrepreneurs, musicians, filmmakers, really everyone. And I guess that is the question we would like to leave you with today. How can you, in your work, visualize the world you dream of in such loving detail that it becomes the first step in creating it?